My next guest, I'm honored to have here. She is the first ever director of the Office of LGBTQI+ Affairs for New York City and the highest ranking transgender person ever in the government in New York City. Please, a warm welcome to Director Taylor Brown. And in the jacket too. I mean, thank you so much for being here and for wearing that sparkly jacket. Of course, I had to. You had to. Oh, is it? Let's see. Is it on?
So professional.
Yes, we're on. Let's just start off something basic because it is a new office. What directly is, first of all, the Office of LGBTQI+ Affairs was established by executive order on March 13th, so it's just very new, by Mayor Mamdani. What exactly is the role of the office?
Yeah, so Mayor Mamdani has given us a big mandate, so I categorize it as 4 different things. So first is just sort of advising the mayor on general LGBTQI issues that are facing the city. So this includes legal issues, like we know, including attacks from the federal government, and just really big picture thinking as we move across government to really enact the vision of the Mamdani administration. The second is working across our city agencies to make sure we have over 70. I'm still learning all the acronyms. It's like
70?
It's like I barely got LGBTQIA down now, kidding. And now it's like a million acronyms for the city agencies, but working with those agencies specifically because many of them touch the lives of LGBTQI people. And so making sure that they're working best for our community and obviously in compliance with the law and best policies. Third, we have a programmatic piece where we like to directly connect with community-based organizations that are providing services to the community and support them in ways that we can, especially fiscally. And then the last part is community engagement, which is sort of this piece of the work, but also like really being out in the community and making sure that we're connected and being responsive.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. And I'm so happy you're here. And the community, it's the difference of having a young mayor actually cares about engaging with the community is so evident by appointing you and setting up this office. Like on one hand, it's so crazy that New York City never had this office before, but on the other hand, it's so fitting because, you know, the LGBTQ rights movements, that movement started with trans women in this city, Marsha P. Johnson, Sylvia Rivera. So to have you as the first of the director of this office is so fitting. And since you're here, I was wondering, could you throw this brick and be?
I was gonna say.
Yeah, I would like, just be the first one to throw the brick at this show.
I was gonna say, people ask me all the time, how do you get civil rights? I said, pick up a brick.
Yes, thank you. But honestly, we were talking briefly about this before. What has it been like setting up an agency from scratch?
Well, it is a new experience. You know, I've been trying to think of all the ways to say it nicely, but no. No, I think it's something I think, and when you think of city government, I think oftentimes people think of the DMV, and they have been very bad impressions. That is a state-run agency, I believe, I'll just say, so I won't throw the city under the bus too much.
Not your problem, yep.
No, it's exciting because I think in a lot of ways, you know, we sort of have, you know, templates from other offices, but in being a brand new office, it really is a chance for innovation and for us to create an office very much in service of the community and that reflects the values of the new administration. It is a lot of work, you know, I'm learning operations, I'm learning how to be an Instagram girl, I'm learning, you know, I'm learning lots of things that I never thought I would know, but it's good. Just very busy.
I can only imagine. So Mayor Mamdani kicked off Pride Month with launching the campaign Trans Rights Are Human Rights, which is obviously a direct rebuke of the Trump administration attacks on trans people. How does this campaign show a path forward for the LGBTQ community in the face of discrimination from the federal government?
Absolutely, and so it's going to be a 2-part campaign, which was announced in partnership with CCHR and my office. And so this campaign basically is to inform people that gender identity-based discrimination, gender expression-based discrimination, and discrimination based on transgender status is prohibited in New York City and New York State. And I think this is so important because as we've seen the impact on the Trump administration, on the courts, and on civil rights broadly, not just for LGBTQ people, it's always a reminder that in this country, in the way that our democracy is set up, the states are separate sovereigns, and that we have a lot of power as a state and then as a city. And so our state laws, our state constitution, our state civil rights laws, our state administrative laws, then you think about our city laws and our city administrative code, we have the strongest civil rights protections across the board in the country. And so we really want to remind people of that for a number of reasons. A, in the face of what's happening in the Trump administration and the rollback of federal protections, but B, because it's important to know your rights in order to enforce them.
Yeah, no, crazy. No. And I love how Trump is reminding us blue states about states' rights. Like,
Whoever thought?
I know, it's great. I mean, and also just what's happening right now, I read a horrible stat that, at least 7 trans people were killed in March, April, May alone in New York City. So this is not, obviously we think about red states, what's happening, but this is a problem here in New York. So why this campaign is so important. Literally Trump's first day in office, he immediately started to sign executive orders directly attacking the health and livelihood and benefits of LGBTQ people. In New York, NYU Langone announced that they will not be providing gender-affirming care for minors. And then recently there's a lawsuit from those patients trying to prohibit Langone and other hospitals from releasing their medical records.
Yeah.
Why do Republicans want to release these medical records, and why is this a violation of civil rights?
Yeah, and let me set the stage a little bit on one thing. First of all, I want to make this so clear. Executive orders are not law. They are not
law. No matter how much that wannabe king wants them to be.
Thank you. And they have been challenged and enjoined across, his track record is 0 when it comes to these executive orders. And so it's to be so clear. And then when you think about sort of institutions like NYU Langone, institutions like Mount Sinai, I should say that our City Commission on Human Rights has open investigations into them for violating the New York Civil Rights Law in regards to denying care. There really is no good reason why Republicans and the Trump administration want this information. What they're trying to do, again, is scare and threaten providers into the cessation of this care, and to scare patients and to scare parents. And that is something we are fighting back against every day.
Absolutely. And absolutely applause. And despite the advisement of almost every medical association in America of how gender-affirming care for minors is absolutely okay,